General Thaddeus E. Ross, nicknamed Thunderbolt, debuted in The Incredible Hulk #1 from May of 1962 as the archenemy of the title character. Ross grew up in a military family. His father and grandfather both served, and it was only fitting that he would as well, becoming a high-ranking officer for the United States Armed Forces. Ross was also in charge of the Gamma Bomb project, which inadvertently transformed Bruce Banner, the designer of the bomb, into the Hulk, after he saved Rick Jones, who had driven into the testing site and was bombarded with extreme amounts of gamma radiation. After the Hulk first appears, the reaction from the military is typical: shoot first, ask questions later. They didn't know what it was, and Ross simply viewed it as a monster, something that scared his daughter Betty and must be destroyed, not only to protect her, but also his country. Once he found out what it was and how it came to be, the result of the Gamma Bomb, his project, he became obsessed with the Hulk, determined to track it down and capture it. He was so consumed in his pursuit that he would commit treason, teaming with other notable Hulk villains, such as the leader, Abomination, and MODOK, which resulted in Ross's dismissal from the military. Of course, General Ross would come to realize that the Hulk's true identity is Bruce Banner. Betty had taken a liking to him even before he was the Hulk, something the tough and rugged general opposed, viewing Banner as a frail weakling. Now that he was the Hulk, Thaddeus was against the relationship even more, seeing Banner as a threat to his daughter. It's the classic trope, the overprotective father. Bruce Banner and Betty Ross would eventually marry, most notably in The Incredible Hulk #319, where the ceremony is interrupted by Thaddeus holding a gun. He wants Banner to stay far away from his daughter, and is willing to shoot him if necessary. Rick Jones interferes and is shot instead, and Thaddeus submits to Betty, realizing how distraught she is. All he ever wanted was to make her happy. Later, in issue 326, Ross is recruited by S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Clay Quartermain to merge with Zax, a being of pure electricity who had fought the Hulk before. Maybe I'll get to him someday. Anyways, this fusion gives Ross electrical superpowers which he intends to use to destroy the Hulk. Problem is, it also turns him insane. Or should I say, insane. Get it? 'Cause that's how Zax talks, so shut up. Ross would return to human form though, and retain some of the creature's abilities, which he would use in issue 330 to fend off Nevermind. Nevermind was a goopy, brain-looking thing that could absorb the life energy from people by latching onto their heads. It was weird. Anyways, it latches onto Thaddeus, but he uses the remaining Zax power and sacrifices himself to kill it. Betty holds her dying father in her arms and he apologizes for everything. He was wrong about Banner and the Hulk, and his hatred came between them. He gives Betty and Bruce his blessing and then dies, somewhat peacefully, all things considered. Now later, the leader would find Ross's corpse and turn him into the new Redeemer, avenging the death of the original, though I'll quickly get back to that in a second. Now that I've talked enough about General Ross, at least for the time being, let's dive into the main course, the reason you're all here, his transformation into the Red Hulk. Now, Red Hulk was created to be an aggressive, tactically intelligent adversary to the original. He debuted in Hulk Volume 2, #1 from January of 2008, but his identity wouldn't be revealed initially, not until the 2010 storyline, World War Hulks. In his first outing, Red Hulk would kill notable Hulk enemies, such as the Abomination, brutally attack several Marvel heroes like Iron Man and She-Hulk, before being defeated by the combined forces of Hulk and Thor in San Francisco, after he had started an earthquake. It was revealed in issue 23 of Hulk Volume 2 that after Ross had died and his body was found by the leader and placed in the Redeemer armor, giving him enough power to destroy the Hulk despite being defeated by the Incredible One while Ross was a mindless slave, he still had a taste of that power, and the only way his obsession with the Hulk was truly going to die is if he would be the one to kill him. After the Abomination killed Betty, check out my breakdown of Abomination for more info on that, and the Face of America was assassinated after the events of Civil War, Ross was the perfect target for the leader and MODOK, who came to him in a bar with a proposal. The leader said he had revived Betty just like he had done so with the general, and with the help of MODOK, she was the same as she was before. Fueled by his temptation for power and to destroy the Hulk, not to mention save Betty, he becomes the subject of the villain's super soldier program, becoming the Red Hulk as a result. As a side note, Betty Ross would also become Red She-Hulk through a similar process. As I mentioned, the Red Hulk was created to be a more aggressive, tactical version of the original. Unlike the Hulk, or at least most incarnations of him, Red Hulk maintains his intelligence in monster form, meaning he is far more clever, sharp, and resourceful in a fight. With the military training of General Ross, his hand-to-hand combat skills are much greater as well. Red Hulk is able to use much more effective forms of strategy against his opponents. For example, when he fought Thor, he jumped into space using the momentum of Thor's hammer, which had latched onto him, and once they reached zero gravity, he was able to use it against the God of Thunder. Red Hulk has absolutely no filter, and his strength, power, and level of violence is far more unrestrained than the original Hulk's is. He is willing to use guns, brutalize, even kill his enemies, if need be. It goes without saying that the Red Hulk is one of the Hulk's most dangerous and physically challenging villains in his rogues gallery. Not to mention, he's the father of his love interest Betty, so that doesn't help. General Ross was enough trouble on his own, a thorn in Bruce Banner's side, but once he became the Red Hulk, he was now a giant red pimple on Hulk's ass. Though I get more enjoyment out of the Leader and Abomination as villains, General Ross is one of the most layered, probably in all of Marvel Comics, now that I think of it. He first chased after the Hulk because he viewed him as a threat to national security. He was doing his job and protecting his country. On top of that, it posed a threat to his daughter Betty, someone he would risk his life for to keep safe. Once he found out what the Hulk was, the result of the Gamma Bomb project he was in charge of, he became obsessed with him and willing to hunt him down to the ends of the earth if need be. And when he realized it was Banner, the man his daughter was in love with, well, that opened up an even larger can of worms. In many ways, General Ross is jealous of Banner, jealous of the power he possesses, and maybe even feels it's partly his. He was the one who ordered the Gamma Bomb's detonation after all. This was one of the main reasons he became the Red Hulk in the first place, to become strong enough to defeat his mortal enemy. Ross is also rugged and old school. He has a tough guy image to maintain, and might have viewed the Hulk as a threat on that front too. He has to best him to prove himself. The Hulk is his challenge, his prey. In fact, the thrill of chasing the Hulk is in some ways fun for him, because it's a way for him to return to combat, relive the glory days, and get out from behind that desk of his. Despite being a relatively basic idea when you think about it, an army general who is after a seemingly unstoppable creature, it's been done to death, Thaddeus Ross has endless potential. This character's history is evidence of that because he has evolved so much. They always seem to be able to take him in some new direction, and he never becomes stale. Though a standalone Hulk movie is basically impossible due to the right of first refusal Universal possesses, I do hope to still see the Red Hulk in the MCU someday. After all, they are still allowed to use the Hulk characters in other films, just not standalone ones. Never say never. What do you guys think of General Ross and Red Hulk? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button to help support the channel and everything it is that I do. As always, take care of yourselves and I will see you in the next one.